Well, David,
How's it going?
good, good. You've been awful busy the last couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll say that.
Yeah. How's the fireworks business going?
It's good. It's really busy. Um, yeah. I don't know. It's just been crazy busy. Like working 18-hour days most days. Yeah.
I
Not in the
mean,
office that long, but it's the phone calls and the emails and the after hour stuff that people don't understand.
yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
It's the busy time of year.
Yeah. I mean, it's all, I'm glad because, I mean, if it wasn't for now, like we wouldn't, it would not be fireworks season, right? But
Yeah.
I think that's the thing a lot of sponsors don't realize. They're like, oh, I'm paying that much for 5 minutes. I'm like, I don't think you understand
yeah,
how much work we're actually putting
yes, it's
in.
just 5 minutes. Yes,
That five
you're
minutes is like
correct.
0.01%. Now, it's the best
Uh-huh.
part.
It is. Yeah, yeah. And let's talk about the 2 hours of teardown and the 8 hours of
Yeah.
setup
Right.
and the
All,
permits that I had to pull and the
Cleaning,
insurance.
ordering, and paperwork.
all right.
Oh, yeah, we need a truck. Oh, wait, the truck has a flat.
Uh-huh. Now you're 6 hours behind waiting on the rental company to get there and
Yeah.
fix your flat tire.
Or if you're like David, you have other adventures when you're driving the truck, right?
I don't know what you're talking about. Why does everybody keep talking about this? I
I
don't
don't
know what
know.
happened.
I don't know what happened either. Yeah.
Uh,
I did the nice little bleep there on Boz last week for you.
did you?
So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. She texted me apologize, and I was like, "You don't need to apologize. It's all good." I think I brought it up.
It's funny.
This is Pyro News, brought to you by Dominator Fireworks.
And so unless something miraculous happens, this is our final episode this season.
This season, yeah, this is the season finale.
Yeah.
Um, wow, 18 episodes
Yeah. Did
plus
pretty good.
what, like 14 episodes of
The finale?
finale
Yeah.
3D tip of the week. So
Yeah.
we've done more episodes this season than we almost did the last two seasons combined. So
Yeah, it's been
that's
it's
it's
been
been a
crazy.
roller coaster. It's been busy. It's been fun. Um, just want to say before we get going, like, thanks to Donnie and all of our guests, future, present, past, um, all the listeners.
Yep.
If it wasn't for you, obviously we wouldn't be doing this. So
Yeah, yeah. You guys
thank you.
got a couple more episodes of finale tips still, so
We
that'll
do.
carry over the next 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
then probably won't see you guys again until this fall. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but again, well, shout out to our sponsors.
For
Our
sure.
main sponsor season, Cobra.
Yeah.
They've been really good, been really good to us and all the podcasts and the whole entire community, and supporting what we do and helping us continue to do this season. And
Yeah.
maybe we'll see Cobra again as a sponsor next season potentially. We don't know yet, but
Yeah.
it's
Other than
been
that,
it's been good working with Scott and them over there, and
it really has.
yeah, and having them as listeners as well on top of it. I know that
Yeah.
they stay in tune with what we're talking about and stuff. So
Yeah. And then that Gen 2 control panel.
yeah,
Excited
Control
for
Panel Gen
that.
2 that came out. Yeah, so they put
Yeah.
that out, and I know they patched it with a bug I think the other day,
Hmm.
some slowness and stuff. So
Yeah.
um, so good to kind of see them staying on top of that, especially with this season coming up.
Yeah.
So just looking at it, I like some of the new features and the way it's kind of set up and the ability to kind of sort and look through stuff. So if you haven't downloaded the Gen 2 Control Panel, I'd go out there and do it. Like
Okay.
it's probably worth it.
Yeah. I haven't really dabbled with it. I don't know. I don't typically mess with the control panel.
Yeah,
Um, but for those of you that do, it's the latest and greatest. So
absolutely.
jump on it, use it up.
And then, as always, there's customer support, extended hours now for
The
the season.
extended hours, yeah. So thank you to Cobra Zach and team for staying up late
Yep.
and working extended hours for us crazy pyros as we're gearing up and getting ready to have our pyro Christmas, I guess you could say.
Pyro
Um,
Chris.
Pyro Christmas. So
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
So make sure you got there. You're dry running your scripts, you're testing everything. Make sure you get everything all lined up, and yeah, make sure you're good to go. If not, reach out to Zach and the crew over there at Cobra, and they'll get you lined out for sure.
yeah,
So So try not to wait till the last minute on them guys. Let them have some fun too.
Yeah. I know they're pyros at heart, right? They want to
They're
get out and
pyro-
blow some stuff up too.
They do. They
so,
do too. So they're
yeah.
they're there on standby.
Yeah. Well,
We have a guest tonight.
we do have a guest.
We do have a guest.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and introduce? And
Yeah, I
go
think.
from there?
Yeah, I think most known in the pirate community is Pyro Katie, or
Yeah.
I think everybody knows her from a lot of the flames and special effects that she does at some of the pyro events. And
Yeah.
want to hop in here, Katie, if you want to start off, talk a little bit about who you are and where you're at. And
Yeah, first off, congrats on y'all's making it to the end of the season.
Thanks.
Appreciate what y'all do. You've kept me a lot of company through a lot of miles, so I
Good.
listening to
Good.
Appreciate
my
it.
road trips. So yeah, hi. I'm Pyro Katie. Started out in fire dance and has cascaded into many other things in pyro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic journey.
So how did you get into pyro dancing? Like this has been something I've always been curious about, and I guess.
Yeah, my story's a lot different. I was not the kid playing with matches, actually.
Okay.
I had a dance company that had fire
Okay.
dancers, and our show ended up getting pretty big. So we started with a small audience of maybe like 50 people or so, just basically like
Yeah.
parking lot entertainment while people were waiting in a queue line. And our show got huge. We're talking like 1,000 people.
Wow.
wow,
You can't entertain the same audience of 50 the way you need to entertain an audience of 1,000. So I needed to
Yeah.
add flame effects into my show, into my stage show, to make it more engaging. And you just need more fire at that point. Also, you need more
Yeah.
fire just in general.
Yeah, most definitely.
right?
So I started chasing to become a pyrotechnician to do that. And it was not easy. It was a very challenging process. I was not aware of the different challenges per state that go into things. And Louisiana was particularly challenging. It's structured similarly in other states, and this was a long time ago, so it might be different now. But
Yeah.
basically, you needed to shoot 5 shows, get somebody to sign off for you, and then go take a test.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that sounds so easy out loud. And so I started calling around to different fireworks companies in my area. Again, I don't know anybody that does this in Louisiana. I'm just trying to do this just to make my entertainers have more fire on stage. And so I'm calling all these different companies, and it's incredible that nobody will talk to me. Nobody will email me back. Nobody will call me back. One company did pick up and they said, "No, we're not hiring women."
Really?
I can't believe that happened. And I was just
Really?
Wow.
that actually happened. That was probably about, I don't know, over 12, 13 years ago, maybe.
Okay.
I don't remember
Wow.
who it was, but they said, "Oh, we don't need office help right now." Like, oh.
Wow.
And so, but that was terrible, but it also really gave me some fury, which is great
Yeah.
goal when you need to get something
Yep.
done.
Yeah, most
So what I
definitely.
did is
Yeah,
I
for
said,
sure.
"This is stupid. This code thing is stupid. This is an insane barrier to entry. I am safe. I want to do this. I deserve to do this." So what I did was I went and got the NFPA handbook. I actually went to the library to get it. And I got the NFPA handbook, and I flipped through 1123 and 1126, and I looked at the authors. And I contacted the authors, and several of
Oh, wow.
them
Ah,
are in PGI, and so that's how I found PGI. And then I ended up taking a PGI course, the DOC course, in Gillette, Wyoming in 2015. And while I was at PGI, I have no knowledge of fireworks, just only fire dance at this point.
Yeah.
I ended up networking with a lot of great people and found some wonderful people that helped me get into the industry. And while I was there, I also did a seminar on fire dance because I teach dance regularly, so I thought that might be a great way to contribute, and that was insanely successful.
Yeah.
And it was just so heartwarming that I had basically been told to, no, screw you, go away. And
Yeah.
now all these pyros are in my
Crazy.
life and such a good part of it. And so that's kind of how I got into it. So I ended up working for a few different companies. And then also I shot a couple displays while I was at PGI. Like I showed up
Mm.
and I was on the field in an hour.
Yep.
Dropping
Yep.
shells.
Yeah,
And
welcome to PGI, right?
I just got off the plane and, I got a rental car and just showed up and like, what's going on? I get a badge and I'm an IT person professionally. So
Mm.
conferences just sound so very boring.
Yeah,
PGI is nothing like that. So I thought it was going to be a bunch
not
of
at all.
people talking in a classroom and then we like have some lame drinks at the lobby. Like that is not, that's what I was expecting coming into this. And I show up and it's just exactly opposite that. And I'm like, I think the first shell I loaded was like a 6 inch or something, like
Wow.
something fantastic. And it just happened so quick. So, yeah, um, that's the short story of how I got into pyro.
That's awesome. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And now I play with all
So,
sorts of matches.
so you were talking a little bit earlier about traveling. Is that a lot for work then, or do you travel for Pyro
I
quite a bit?
love to travel. I travel as often as possible.
Okay.
And so any opportunities that are out there that that I'm able to attend, I do. I have a camper now, so I can travel more.
There you go.
I got my little
Yeah.
dog that goes with me. So they also don't let you get on planes with flamethrowers. Don't know why that is. So
Yeah.
it just tends to be.
That's boring. Stinking airports.
I always worry they're gonna swab me and find something explosive.
Uh-huh.
It's happened to several people that I've worked with. They'll be coming back from a show and they'll swab their hands or their gear bag or something. Be like, no, look, I'm a pyro. It's
Yeah.
Not explosives.
Uh, so what are some of Pyro events that you have attended over the years?
oh man. Well, PGI
Yeah.
obviously. Sky Wars, then Winter Blast, of
Hmm.
course. For smaller events, there's the one at Hales. There's the one that's actually I think it's in Indiana, where Wayne's World.
Oh, Wayne's World. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. When Bill did that big fireball, that was fun.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I love the fire ants down in Texas. They
Okay.
always have a good time. And yeah, there's probably some others I'm forgetting, but I'm easily convinced to go.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Very
and the
good.
Black Cat Collectors in Joplin.
Oh yeah. 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 That's Tom down there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Want to make it down there one of these years. I love collecting firecrackers and yeah. I'm
I
I'm gonna
didn't.
make it there one of these years.
It's fun. It's fun. It's a different kind of pyro.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tom's Event's the only place I found my favorite fireworks. Actually,
Is it really? Yeah.
the any guesses?
I don't know.
This one always surprises people. I love the Seiko Hanabis.
Oh yeah, yeah,
The most
yeah.
delicate. Yeah,
Yep. No, those are
fun.
yeah. Huh. I was trying to think. When was the last time I seen some of those around?
They're hard to find.
They
Yeah.
are really hard to find now that you say that. Wow, I never even thought of that.
And so I figured a vintage place I could find them. And sure did. I got
Yeah.
a
Huh.
whole like I think I have a case now. I'll bring some.
Yeah. Favorite pyro memories?
Oh man, there's a bunch. Like you want the good ones, the bad ones, or the fun
Sure. I mean, give them all. Yeah, we'll talk about them all.
Um, probably loaded my first fireball. That was real special.
Yeah.
Um,
Was that with Bill or with?
no, that was with Jim McCullough, actually,
Oh, really?
builder.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
It's
Good
also
old Jim.
yeah, that another great Jim memory. My first rocket.
Yeah.
That's a yeah.
It's funny because I'm in the same club that Jim was in,
Mm-hmm.
and we just had a club meet. And I mean, not to take away from what your story, but one of my fondest memories is him building shells, 12 inch, and we would lob them in a creek. And Yes, it was a lot of fun, and it was just Jim. Like he was super chill about it. He just
Yeah.
carry it on his shoulder and just toss it in. It's like he just had a peace about him, and he was just super friendly and just yeah, yeah. You had to know him to
Yeah.
understand.
I actually made friends with him before I went to PGI on the Pyro
Okay.
Universe forum. Do you remember? Were
Yeah,
you guys
Yeah,
in the forum like way before?
yeah. I was never in it. Yeah,
I never got to.
yeah,
That's some old school stuff. That's how I made
yeah.
friends with Bill. That's how I made friends with Jim and a couple other people.
Mm,
With John with the MPA and
yep.
yeah, several pyros. So yeah, Jim's like, yeah, just go build something with me, and I'm like, okay.
Yep. Yep.
And we build the two most beautiful. I think they were strobe rockets. I'd have to go back and look at my notes. And I'm not a builder. I'm more of a shooter. And he's like, no, 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 you'll like it. I'm like, okay.
Hmm.
So I just get into this meditation, just pressing these rockets,
Oh
strobe
yeah.
rockets particularly. Like the measuring, the pressing, it's just a gratifying sound that the press
Yeah.
makes pneumatically. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just doing exactly what he's telling me to do.
Yeah. Just do. Yep. Yep.
And then
Exactly.
I think I like duct taped a header on it or something, like a strobe, or a salute or a color or something. I don't know. And so I go onto the rocket line. I've never shot a rocket before. When I get there, the rocket building class is out there.
Mm.
And if you've ever hand pounded a rocket, it's kind of, you don't really know. Rockets can be a little lawless of where they're
Yep.
going to go or what they're going to do. So I show up and like, there's stuff flying by,
Uh-huh.
there's stuff blowing up on the racks, one rack's falling over, and I'm just like holding these two rockets, like, what in the world? And I go put these rockets up there, and Jim's like giggling, and he hands me like a little bit of chicken fuse, just the green safety match, and I'm like, that's
Yeah.
not enough. I put like a foot of safety match on it,
Yep. That's Jim.
and I light it, and then I just stand back. And then the second one, I put just a little bit, and it goes so fast that I feel like
Mm.
my hair move, and then I
Yeah.
hear it. It was nuts, and it just makes an
Yeah.
absolute perfect, just beautiful, just textbook quality, just arc on it. It was spectacular. I'm getting
Yeah.
goosebumps thinking about it. And Jim's just watching. He knows
Yep.
what he did. And I turn around like, holy cow! I did not expect it to go that fast. And like the whole field's just silent because everybody's been blowing up, and they're like, "Whoa, that's amazing! How long have you been
Yeah.
building?" I'm like, "That's my
It's my first.
I had no idea. Like
Yep.
I just came to fire dance and I ended up on the rocket line, and that was just
Yeah.
such a good time.
Yeah.
So there's so many good memories. Learning to whoomp tubes.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Which now I love finding people that have never been to a pyro event. So
Then you explain
never
to them what you're doing.
yeah, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, you've never been to a pyro event. Find somebody that's gone a few times and just ask them if you can whoomp a mortar. And
I think they're banned at it's Sky Wars. I don't know. I can't
possible.
remember because I
That's
think they started putting like the electric ignitions on them on the tubes. Have you seen that, Donnie?
I
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah. So they'll just spray the fluid in there, and then
Yeah.
they'll just have like a grill igniter and just press a button on it
Okay.
instead of hitting with a flare or a torch.
yeah, it's like a little piezo like they have on the barbecue
Yeah.
grills.
Yeah.
Just if you pyros can engineer anything.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure.
Yep.
Anything that
Yep.
lights on fire, we can make it bigger, quicker, faster,
Yep.
or any
That's what it's
version of
about.
that. What's some other fun stuff? Oh, I taught TR how to eat fire. Do y'all know who Tom
Really?
is? Yeah, he's another.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
builds really, really spectacular. In my opinion, he's the world's greatest rocket builder. Just the stuff that he does and the symmetry that he does and just the
Yeah.
artistry that you see in it.
Is he the one that had the super colorful multi um, Medusa rocket? I think last year or the year before. I think there's a video of it out. I can't remember.
He usually shoots a series of like 20 to 30. at a
Okay, I
time.
think that was him then. Yeah.
His usually, I forget what they're called. I call them snails, that they kind of cascade in a circle and then they'll
Yep.
go
Yep.
back, or some variation of patterning. And the stuff that you need to do that is super hard to do.
Yeah.
And anyway, we were at a campfire one night and he decided he wanted to learn how to eat fire, so I taught him. There's a video somewhere, I think.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's one like I don't know if you don't consider it a skill or whatever, but that's just something that's always intrigued me is eating fire. It's just different. Yeah, never.
It's not for
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
You have to have a pretty strong like mental game.
Yeah.
But you need to have a really good like control in your brain, because when you have
Hmm.
fire in your face, everything your brain says bad idea.
Right. Yeah. Fight or
You
flight.
have
Right.
to, yeah, yeah. And so you have to control that and kind of mentally train yourself for that, but also it's a lot of breath control.
Hmm.
Actually, a lot of things in fire dance involve controlling the breath,
Mm.
uh, because you don't want to inhale when there's flame in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few other challenges. Not a great time to have a beard.
Sure. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. So you want to talk a little bit about fire dancing? Like, yeah, you were talking about like your breathing. Like, what are some other things that you know?
The materials and seeing fire dance evolve has been nuts. So I started fire dancing in like, I don't know, like 2005, 2006-ish. And back then, we didn't have like the Facebook groups and the YouTube and the YouTube. I sound so old. We didn't have the resources that we do now, information wise. So
Yeah.
when I decided I wanted to get into it, I ordered a catalog. I ordered a like printout of
Mm.
instructions that came like stapled together in the mail, and it told me how to make it. And I went down to my local hardware store and I bought some Kevlar wicking. I actually had to get it from New Zealand. It was the only supply
Mm.
that was available at the time. Was we had to get that from New Zealand. And I made my own prop. I kept it for nostalgia, but it's fallen apart now.
Yeah.
And started just kind of learning myself from there. Safety is a really big concern. It's actually in fire code now, which I'm very happy
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah.
And it has just come so far. So, and just the blow up of social media and the innovation that has gone on with fire dance and so many other things happening uh, has just been nuts. So, fire dance, just the materials that are out there, are really interesting, and the different tools. So basically, you can light anything on fire, just like you can blow
Yeah.
anything up. You can light anything on fire. So dancers have used all sorts of implements. From most traditional, you would think of as a fire poi or fire staff. That's the kind of thing that you would see at a luau. Staff would just be the sticks. Poi is fireballs on chains, essentially.
Okay.
And it has also evolved into things like fans, these big fire fans. There's different
Yeah.
variations of staff that are manipulated in different ways. Like sometimes the dancers don't actually hold it, they just roll it around their body. It has a cool effect.
Yeah.
And there's also set pieces and prop pieces. One of my favorites is I have this giant headdress that I put, sometimes I'll put green fire on it. Just
Oh, okay.
Mhm. So you can actually color your flames. So we call them flame dyes.
Yeah.
And there's just all sorts of things, and it's evolved even more. Like just so much cool stuff has happened. It's been so interesting to watch fire dance progress throughout
Yeah.
the years, and just all the different stuff that comes up, and just art inspires art. So it's nice to see so many people getting involved in it. And I get so happy when I go to some of the pyro events and I see people that might have taken my seminar, a few years ago, and now I see them,
Yeah.
spinning fire outside of their camp or something. Like, yay!
Yeah.
So it's really exciting to see.
Yeah. What are some things you've done for the fire dancing community that have helped it progress, um, you know, to where it is today?
Safety is very important.
Yeah. Okay.
Safety
Yeah.
is very
Yeah.
important. So anybody that has come to any of my seminars or has worked with me, that's always the most crucial, most paramount thing that
Yeah.
comes through. We've done I have been very blessed to have just an abundant amount of dancers that I've worked with, and we have grown to my biggest show was in Louisiana, which is still going on to this day.
Okay.
So if you're ever in Baton Rouge and you like haunted houses, go down to 13th Gate. Those are the Inferno fire dancers.
That's awesome.
I've since moved, but every now and then I'll go down there and check out the show.
That's
And
awesome.
I've had the opportunity to mentor a lot of dancers that are actually pyrotechnicians now because they've seen
Yeah.
what I do and they're like, I want to do that. I'm like, yeah, you should do that. So, you ever need good crew? Reach out to fire dancers. They're spectacular. They can deal with the heat too. So great.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of really cool media out there. I've worked with and partnered with different talent, and it's just been such a gift to share that. I like teaching people how to make props, and I'm a pretty big stickler on stage presence. So
Yeah.
I like coaching people that are going through their shows or developing dance or choreography or a concept. And fire dancers, kind of like pyrotechnicians, like we're really good at our art, but not always so good
Yeah.
at the business side.
Yep.
So you have to have both. It is mandatory. And then once you get into a more leadership position, that becomes even more important because your team is now relying on you. Like you can be a really great fire spinner, but if you can't deliver that on stage because you forgot to get the audio to somebody, or
Yeah.
if you didn't call the fire marshal or something. So I like to make sure that we're closing those gaps. And then further into fireworks. So there was a seminar I did back at Winter Blast that was about incorporating fire dancers into your pyrotechnic display, which I highly
Yeah.
recommend.
Yeah.
It leaves just an insane memory in the audience.
Yep.
Like you could have 10 different shows lined up, but one of them has fire dancers. You're gonna hear people walk to the parking lot. Oh, I like the one with the fire dancers. They're gonna have no idea
Exactly.
what song it was, whose it was, but they're gonna remember the dancers.
Yeah.
And just seeing that develop and go into that, and there's just so much talent. It's nice to coordinate, see those gaps close.
Mm-hmm.
But really, it spoke to me the most when I was hired for a commercial. Not even for dance, that it was more like a consulting role, because they had a actor going through a spooky cavern, and she had a torch, and she was, I don't know, selling a car or something. I don't even remember what the commercial was for. And she had this torch, and they called me. They're like, we cannot get this torch to stay lit. Also, the actor's dizzy. And I'm like, what? And they had a t-shirt wrapped around a stick covered in citronella oil. And I'm like, oh yeah, I bet she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was at that moment that I realized pyrotechnicians and fire dancers are so very good at what they do, but they don't talk to each other about what
Yeah.
different things are.
Exactly.
And
That's exactly right.
there's like the materials, like Kevlar wicking is just such a wonderful material when it comes to flame effects and using that, and then vice versa, like using G flames or propane
Yeah.
units or fireballs. My favorite.
Yeah.
In a show, there's just so much cool stuff that we could be happening, but that conversation isn't happening. So I
Yeah.
like to see that conversation facilitate, and it's been so great seeing fire dancers in bigger shows now, particularly with fireworks, because it's such an easy thing to add.
Yeah.
Fire dancers are very safety minded. They're able to be at a certain distance, and it brings them closer to the audience. And if
Yes.
you really want to leave
Yeah.
an impact on the audience, get them hot. Let them feel
Yeah.
something. And when they see fire dancers and they feel the fire and they can hear the fire, I don't know if you've ever heard a fire dancer up close, but it makes this really like intoxicating, like whoosh sound.
Oh, when it's like, yeah, flying through the air. Yeah, I never thought of that. Yeah.
And yeah, you
Yeah.
don't until you see it, and then you're like, whoa, whoa. And then being in that is just super awesome, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I hope that I get to continue to see more of that. And also using fireworks on props.
Yes.
Different pyrotechnic powders, fuels, materials, even fireworks, depending on
Yeah.
what they are. There's, again, safety first. You can't just launch, to tie a fuel with something and spin it around. Gosh, please don't do that. But you can do cool things like make green fire. That's a really easy trick. And it's very surprising to the audience, and then it opens up all this different conversation. You can also put we have spark powders that we can use that have
Okay.
different like feel to them, And it's very tricky because since you are working with a live person, you have to be concerned about what they're inhaling. So fireworks can be all sorts of really cool colors in the sky, but when they're 5 feet from your face, you have to
Yeah.
be a lot more cognizant of what's in that mix and how to navigate that responsibly. So there's so much cool stuff. Even like charcoal effects. Have you ever seen the glitter that comes off of a campfire? You know, if you shake the logs.
Yeah. Yep.
Imagine that, but a dancer inside of it. And you
Okay. Yep.
sparks. It's just so much
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I've loved seeing the innovation and have been blessed to be a part of it.
Yeah. Most definitely. Yep.
So
Now,
it's,
where are like some places where you do the fire dancing and at, or like or you did like venues? And you talked about doing it at some like pyro events. You know, where are some places that people can potentially see where you're doing some fire dancing?
sure. So I usually, if I'm at an event, I'll usually try and at least do a demo. It's a lot to do a full stage show. I have worked with a few different companies, and Pyro being one of them. We did,
Yeah.
man, we had some great fire dancers come out to Winter Blast a couple years ago. I think it was right after COVID. And then also at Sky Wars, we made
Yep.
flaming
Yep.
violins. That was
Yep. Yep.
awesome.
Yep. Was that
I,
in 22, wasn't it?
I think it was
I
around
think
then.
it
It was a
was. I
few
think it was
years
I
like
ago.
think it was
22.
the year that I didn't go because I was having my kid.
Oh,
I
that's a good
think,
reason.
yeah.
I think it was 22. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was the year. Yeah. So,
Yeah, that was awesome. I love burning instruments. That was a fun one.
so how did that come about, and how did that actually, like, did you actually have real violins, and how did that
Yes,
all work out?
yes, we did.
Okay.
But I ordered really cheap ones because I
Yeah. Yeah.
wanted
Yeah.
to destroy them. When it comes to display, it's more of what it looks like versus what it actually is. None of us know how to
Right.
play violin, except for one girl. She did know how to play violin, and I told her she had to pantomime, and she's like, "What? Oh, I'm sorry." You can have
Yeah.
it when you're done, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Hmm.
That's interesting. Yeah. Very good.
And then you have a business, right, that you do all this under called Inferno?
Correct. So I'm kind of in a transition time right now
Okay.
because I moved to Arkansas during COVID, and
Okay.
coincidentally, I sold my dance studio like 2 or 3 months before COVID happened.
Wow.
I know it's yeah, that was just serendipitous. The whole time COVID's happening, I'm like, whoa, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timing.
So I kind of stepped away from doing dance as much, but our entertainment company or still is Inferno, spelled with an EAUX. So in Louisiana, the
Yeah.
sound O is pronounced
Yep.
EAUX. So that was a nice nod to our Louisiana roots. But
That's awesome.
I have to be careful. I think at Winter Blast, when I did a demo one year, they said Infernox or something. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not in the South right now.
Yeah. So we were talking a little bit earlier, I think, about some crew pranks. I want to hear about these crew pranks. Should
So
get
this,
into those.
yeah, we love to prank each other. So this it depends what crew. You can't you gotta kind of know your audience sort of thing. When I worked at the haunted house, we did 13 nights worth of shows,
Wow.
and the rule was whoever was newest had to come up with a dance move, and so every night we'd add a dance move. So come the end of the end of the season, but it's never any regular dance moves. It has to be oriented to something going on that night. Like you're
Okay.
trying to dance, but there's a bug.
All right.
So it ends up being really silly.
Huh.
For the fireworks crew, there definitely is just some polite hazing, we'll call it, that we like to do.
Mhm.
The silliest one has to be Annabelle. So at one event, it was probably Winter Blast. This was probably all the same Winter Blast year. Um, some of the crew was camping at a campsite, and when they woke up, there was this giant doll at their picnic table, just sitting there, and just creepy, just a creepy doll sitting there. And they're
Why
like,
not?
"What is this?" So that week, they took the doll and they kept putting her in places. like the back of the truck,
That's
or the
awesome.
border, or wherever she ended up. And what ended up happening is they sent her back to the shop. And so when they opened the returns or what, not the returns, when they opened the box or whatever from the shop, there was a doll in there who scared that person. And, I think she might end up at the refrigerator at some point. Like, and now when we have shows, a lot of time, we all share gear a lot, or
Yeah.
we'll go pick up product or something, and I'll completely forget about it. Or somebody will distract me, and then they'll put Annabelle in my truck or something. And then I'm getting to my client's site, and I open the tailgate, and there's a doll.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
That was a silly one. One year they all got T-shirts with me on it, and it took me like a whole day to realize.
So they like just put your picture on on everybody's shirts.
Yeah, and it said
Oh,
I
wow.
know Pyro
Alright.
Katie, and I'm like, and people kept coming up to me like, "Hey, what's up? Like, what do you want?"
Yeah, like trying to get you to notice, and you wouldn't.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
that's-
notice. Yeah, that was a silly one. There's some other ones. What am I missing? Like sending people to the truck for something that doesn't exist.
Oh yeah,
Like, go give me the shell extractor.
yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right.
Board stretcher.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
This is the Pyro Unleashed Cake Review, brought to you by PGI.
And since its founding in 1969, the PGI has been dedicated to helping you do whatever you love and want to do in fireworks. Whether that's enjoying consumer fireworks with family and friends, becoming a fireworks display operator, learning how fireworks are made, photographing firework displays, excuse me, collecting pyro memorabilia, or all these things and everything in between. There are pyro members at PGI that are willing to share these same passions. This year, PGI is holding their annual convention in Boone, Iowa from August 2nd through the 9th. Are you're gonna be there this year, Katie?
Absolutely.
All right, yeah, I will be there. Donnie decided Paris was much more enjoyable than PGI, so
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, PGI, Paris, like, go PGI every year, Paris once a year.
Right.
Yeah, I get it. No.
All starts with P, right? See?
Yeah, all starts with P. Yeah,
I give a little PGI plug.
yeah.
I'm doing a couple different things, but one thing we're trying to get more people to come out to is the dog costume contest, the Pyro Puppies. So,
Okay.
Pyros are all dog people, I've noticed.
Yeah, lots of dog people. Yep.
So
The cat energy is not there. It's very like dormant.
I've actually seen quite a few cats. They're camper cats.
Have you?
Yeah.
All right.
I have PGI. Yeah, it'll just be a cat in a window judging me.
Yeah.
I'm walking around. But yeah, there's a dog costume contest for fireworks related dog costumes. There's been some really good stuff in the past. It's always a fun time. Yeah, and I'll bring flamethrowers unrelated to dogs.
Yeah. Good.
And then fire dance as well. And I'm actually happy to share that my dance partner, who is also named Katie, super confusing when we go out, is going to be doing that with me. So
Good.
Yeah.
Very good. Are you guys doing any involvement in PGI this year besides, like, obviously you're probably teaching a class, but are you gonna be involved in any shows this year?
at the moment, we don't have anything planned.
Okay.
But we will probably do a demo one night.
Yeah. Okay.
I have this vision. It's a matter of if I can make it come to life by then.
All right. Very good.
Yeah, a little bit of time.
Yeah.
All right, so I know we call this cake review, but tonight's not a cake review. So
All right.
we're gonna go off a little. I've been seeing a lot of these popping up all over the internet lately.
Strobe rocket.
Strobe rockets, yes. And people are starting.
They are good.
People are starting to bring them in. I
They
mean,
are. They are.
These are 1-4 strobe rockets, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it is. This was shared by Raccoon Fireworks. This is one they're bringing in for 2026.
Yeah.
It's like it's made by Monkey Mania, called Ghost Chaser. So let's give it a shot here. Let me reshare this just to make sure I'm grabbing the audio.
How many cases are going for the anthem?
I'll go for the anthem. All of them? Yes, all of them. All of them. I want the one that has the salute on top of it, but
Yeah.
I guess I'll settle with a white strobe.
Yeah. I I still have my doubts on them. Like I still think there's a I doubt they're using the same mix that we use in the States for our strobe rockets, so I'm sure it's different. But
It has to be there. It has to be a stable mix.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I was
always
about to
been what's
say, I
concerning to
didn't
me.
think we could get consumer strobe rockets, but
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're bringing them in and
Yeah,
by the
there's
I mean by the container load.
yeah. I mean, there's some that are already in that they're
Hmm.
already selling as 1.4.
Yeah.
So
They're in stores. I've seen them.
yeah,
Yeah. So
go out there and get your strobe rockets.
get your strobe rockets.
You don't have to have a plug anymore.
Yeah, you don't have to have a plug. You don't have to go to the guy that you get your cocos from, or if you
Fruity
know, you
Pebbles,
know.
your fruity pebbles,
Your fruity pebbles.
Fruit Loops.
If you know, you know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like 1 out of 10 on those. What do you think, Donnie?
I don't know. I mean, it's not a PGI strobe rocket.
It's not a PGI
Not a
strobe rocket.
PGI strobe. I'm like a 5 on those. Yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
probably a 5.
I will say watching them get launched in mass is really, really cool. I mean, even these consumer ones.
If you
So,
want a case of 12 too, you get 24 in a case, launch the whole case
yeah.
at once. I mean, that could be fun.
I mean, you know, retail on that's like $500 or something stupid, but
Half of them might be in your lap though.
that's the concern. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I'd probably give it a 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
you're hard.
Critical on it. But how about you, Katie? What are you thinking on that one?
yeah, I'm around the same with y'all,
Yeah.
5. Unless you do 10 of them at once, and then maybe a 10.
Maybe. I will say anything is better by the case. It could be the worst cake in the world. You light 12 of them at once.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Put a nice angle. Yeah.
Yeah. Looks all right. So, yeah.
And then aren't you doing something at PGI this year, David?
I am doing
confirmed?
some at
Yeah.
PGI.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am doing the national anthem for Pyromax on Friday night. So I actually just downloaded the song tonight, and started working on product for that. So
Okay.
it's going to be pretty epic, pretty dramatic. True Chung Mei Pyromax fashion. If you were at CobraCon this year or NFA last year, you know exactly what I mean. Judy really loves to do elegant design and
Yeah.
I mean, letting the fireworks speak for themselves, right? I mean, that's what it's all
Yeah.
about. So,
Yeah.
honored to be asked to do that, and yeah, I don't know.
You
It's
know
gonna be a
what
good time.
it's gonna be?
I'm sorry.
What night is that going to be?
Friday night.
Oh,
Yeah, Friday night. So,
Grand Public. It's a big honor.
yeah, yeah, it's gonna be nerve-wracking, but just glad I'm. That's why I like anthems, right? I like to I like to do a show, but I like to be the first one. I want to be one and done. Just get it done. I don't want to have to wait. I don't want to be the last or second to last show of the night.
I mean,
It
or
just-
you could do, or you like the 5-minute anthem I did last year at PGI closing night. I mean,
Yeah,
you could just really draw. You could just really draw it out.
wasn't that like the
I turned it
communist
into a whole.
anthem?
I turned it into a whole show. I mean,
No, I'm just kidding. I'll have to
What's
send it
y'all's
to you, Donnie.
What's y'all's favorite anthem version for shows?
Madison Rising.
that's one of my favorites as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
the Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix. All right.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to spill the beans. It's a new one, so don't want everybody stealing it before PGI.
I'm gonna go Google it.
I'm going to go Google. I'll text you later what it
I'll
is.
just stick it in there.
Keep your secrets.
Yep.
Change out all my 4th of July shows.
Why not? Different crowd.
Different crowd. There you go.
Uh,
So So Katie, so other than like fire dancing and stuff like that, any other thing that you do in the pyro community, like any other talents or any other involvement that you have in the pyro community?
Yeah, well, I am a shooter, so
Okay.
yeah, I do your regular displays, but I also do indoor and stage shows.
Okay.
I'm able to work with a few different musicians, and I love doing video. It's a challenging one. It's a lot different than having a live audience. Is working
Yeah.
with video, and a few promotions and photography things as well. My passion is flame effects, so anything fire.
Yeah.
And anything fire on stage, preferably with an entertainer.
Yeah.
I'm also out there on the 4th of July dropping shells and plugging cakes and all of those.
Very good.
I also have flamethrowers.
Okay.
Another
Yeah.
fun thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've built a couple, and I'm also a distributor for one of the manufacturers. So I've been able to work
Well.
with a lot of different flamethrowers, and it's a lot of fun.
Might have to talk after this.
So if you're looking for your flamethrower plug,
Anybody wants a flamethrower, hit me up.
All right. Well, while we're on it,
Yeah.
shameless plug. How do you get a hold of Pyro Katie?
Yeah, that I don't have an official site or anything, but I'm
Okay.
Pyro Katie on everything. So pyrokatie at Gmail is the easiest way. Just reach out on email. I work remote, so I'm on the computer all day anyway. So
Okay.
I'm usually pretty quick to get back. Facebook or Instagram or any of those methods. Yeah, happy to answer anything on fire dance or flamethrowers or any of the other weirdness I got going on.
Perfect. All
we,
right.
we just need a big group buy on flamethrowers. I think Kate
Yeah.
got to do a group buy
Yeah.
on flamethrowers.
I'll do pyro special pricing too, because I think
Oh.
we just deserve it a little bit
Yep.
more. And then I'll go. I see them in gun shops a lot.
Yes.
Gun shows, and I see the prices on those. I'm just like,
Because you don't need you don't need a license for that, right?
Good question.
Yeah.
It depends if you're in commerce. So if you charge something, then yeah, you do. But
Okay.
they're legal in all 50 states but 2. Any guesses?
Illinois and Ohio.
No, actually.
Ah, I was wrong.
It's got to be California on there, doesn't
California.
it?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
California
All right.
does not like flamethrowers.
And Washington?
Maryland.
Maryland, really? Okay.
Oh, wow.
So I can't sell to anybody in California or Maryland. Sorry.
All right.
That's
So you
their
just, got to
Sad.
pick, you just have to pick it up at a pyro event, and she just can't sell it to you. No,
Yeah,
well,
that's
you
really
used
the
it,
best way to do it.
I
Yeah.
used it. I used it at a club shoot, I promise.
Or build your own.
Or build your own.
Yeah, if you got the tools to do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so part of our series this season was our Women in Pyro series. We had some really great episodes of the women throughout the season, and I know your name came up when we were talking with somebody else for the season as an option, and so we thought it would be cool to have you on to kind of close out our series this season as kind of a great guest and somebody's been. And you really touched on this early in our conversation tonight already about your experience of calling and like we're not hiring women, right? So I'm expecting some really good stuff here, and so so from your perspective, what has it been like being a woman in pyro?
It's been interesting. I have noticed that I get treated different depending where I'm at and what role
Yeah.
I'm in. The most aggravating thing, other than what I was discussing earlier, is okay. So your typical big display show on the 4th or whatever, you have multiple different people with different skills. So you typically have somebody, you have your lead, you have somebody that's good at wiring, and then usually have somebody that all you want them to do is just unload the truck.
Yeah.
Right? So my unload the truck go-to is just this big kind of goofy guy. And no matter what show we were at, when the fire marshal or the sponsor showed up, they went and talked directly to him. The biggest, most masculine looking dude on the crew. And he's very good at moving racks, but and he's like trying to like handle paper, and he's like, go talk to her. And then,
Yeah.
If you've never
brains of
met me,
the
I'm very
operation. Yeah.
I'm very short, so you can't like I'm like usually hidden behind a rack somewhere, and that's very aggravating. Is when
Yeah.
when somebody shows up to talk to the lead and they automatically assume that it's the biggest guy on the crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I faced a lot of unfortunate sexism in the South that has been completely absent. I'm in Arkansas now, up here, and it's awesome. Like I'm never referred to as like a chick that does pyro. I'm just a pyro.
Yeah.
But down
Yeah.
there, I'm not. Oh, you're a chick and you do pyro. I'm like, or I just do pyro. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just noticing, I guess you just get used to it over time, but like just noticing those little things kind of grinds my gears a bit. Yeah, it's been interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so kind of building on that, what are some of the challenges that you have faced, in this industry?
Well, getting my license initially was very hard because nobody
Yeah.
wanted to work with me.
Yeah.
And when somebody just hears you over the phone or recognizes that you have a female name, they probably assume that you're not going to do well in the heat loading shells all day. And it's unfortunately rare that I do see women on crews. I'm beginning to see a change in that.
Yeah.
I'm very proud to have an all-female crew pretty much every year.
Yeah. Wow. That's very good.
Yeah, and we have so much fun, and definitely the most organized. No offense.
Yep. Yep.
A big challenge is lack of how to put this elegantly. Lack of facilities in the field.
Yep.
When you're a
Yeah.
female is a challenge,
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
if you're trying to stay hydrated. It's
Yeah, for sure.
one. But yeah, that's definitely a concern.
You kind of touched on this a little bit, but kind of asking, did you feel like you've been obviously treated differently, whether it's, interacting with people on the fields like that,
It depends. Not so much recently, I guess, because I'm a little bit more recognized in the industry now that I don't
Yeah.
face that. It's usually a very welcoming greeting. So no, not really. Maybe when I first started, I could have, I was in the South. It's a different environment down there. But I was just also just hyper aware at all times, trying not to screw something up. And now I kind of know how not to screw anything up. So no, not really. When we do see other females that are working, we do kind of tend to go out of our way to introduce each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's this kind of sisterhood, and that's a funny thing. So I'm friends with a lot of pyros, and I'll be hanging out with some of the girls, and we were at some event. And we were just talking about whatever we were talking about. And we noticed that it was just all women pyros talking, and we have cleared like the entire room. We have just like pulled a Moses on this entire like giant room. Nobody will come near us. Just these women talk about pyro, and I noticed it. And I looked around. I'm like, y'all, check it out. We're scary.
Yeah.
So there's
That's
like little
funny.
moments like that. Honestly, you just forget. You're just trying to put on a good show and be safe and go through all the things. And you're more worried about getting your cues right than anything else.
Yeah.
And then what can, I guess, we all do to get women more involved in pyro?
Thank you for asking. Be considerate of any needs. So again, like having facilities and snacks and water. I think that's just for everybody. But when I've been on a all male crew before, they're like, "Oh, just go in the bushes," and you're like, "All right."
Yep.
Like, did you bring any water? No. Like, oh, well, okay. I brought some. It's really just the same considerations that you would have for anybody else. One particular thing that I know multiple women would be grateful for is we love the free pyro shirts, but the typical cotton tee that's free for everything, we will never wear.
Yeah.
I mean, we might cut it up to be a little bit more comfortable, but you give somebody, who gave me I should have wore it, my favorite pyro shirt. I think it was from '76 actually. It was a taco shirt, and it was a women's fit. Like, I'm wearing this every single day. So if you want to get more women into pyro, make women's pyro shirts comfortable.
Yeah.
And we'll be like, oh, yeah, awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
Just to help,
Yeah.
yeah.
And my wife's the same way. She wants all the pyro fit, the women cut shirts.
Yeah.
And,
That's it.
yeah, all the free shirts are just unisex, and she just won't wear them.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is, I appreciate it, but I'm, I might sleep in it versus,
Makes
we
sense.
just do something else.
And then for our final question of this, any advice for women out there who may want to get involved?
Just do it. Get involved. Join a club. People are going to be so anxious to have you out. And really the best advice that I can give, regardless of gender, is if you are passionate about something as niche and hard to get into, well, pyro is not too hard to get into now. So if you're passionate about pyro, fireworks, dance, anything like that that's kind of more difficult to get into, and you want to be involved, show up to an event and ask, do you want me to help you clean up later?
Yep.
Because everybody shows up, they're like, oh, can I push the button?
Yep.
I bet you want to. I do too. But somebody that actually shows up and is willing to dig up stuff in the mud at 2 a.m. with a thunderstorm on the way, and we haven't slept in 2 days, and they're out there trudging through the mud with me, and you want to get into that, you are 1,000% sure that you're going to be hired for every show after that.
Yep. Exactly.
Having that safety and that spunk and that just moxie and willingness to go beyond what the fun part is, because pyro is very fun, but it can also be not so fun sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody that's planning for their shows right now completely agrees with the paperwork and the digging through hot magazines and everything else we got to do. That's what a true pyro is. The enthusiast pushes buttons. The real pyros are the ones out there doing the work and making the shows happen.
Yeah.
And there's so many niches, so just because you try something doesn't mean that that's not going to work for you. So if you go and work on the 4th of July and you're like, I hate it, that's okay. You can still like fireworks and hate setting up the 4th of July. You might be a fantastic builder, or collecting pyrobilia might really speak to you. You might love, shooting rockets, or, driving the truck. I've met people that just all they want to do is just drive the truck. They love fireworks. I want to drive the truck and I want to sit there and watch the show and drive the truck home. Like we need people for all different kinds of things, or even like choreography, or all the pyro musicals and different things to do with that. So just because you try one thing and you like it doesn't speak to you doesn't mean that there's not other things out there. The world of pyro is just vast. So try different things and see what you like and see where your talent lies, and hopefully they're the same.
It's been really cool this whole season to talk to all the women we've had here and get all the different perspectives, and to really kind of see, the differences in the cultures of how you've all come up through the pyro community and the challenges that you've all faced. And it's been really good to kind of hear some of those stories, because it makes us a little bit more aware of some of those challenges, and to be more conscious and more cognitive in our situations to be more welcoming, provide facilities, have that stuff available to make it to where it's easier and more enjoyable for you to be out there.
Yep.
Well, definitely.
Couldn't agree more.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you for contributing. And it's been there's been more and more women that I've been seeing. It's fantastic. Yeah. So, and just good crew in general, regardless. You can tell a passionate person.
This is Pyro News, brought to you by Dominator Fireworks.
All right. Dominator brand fireworks is one of China's fastest growing firework brands. Dominator Fireworks covers all categories of fireworks, including consumer fireworks and professional display pyrotechnics. In addition to the Dominator brand name products, they produce many private label products for their customers. Dominator can custom manufacture or procure any product to exact packaging and product specifications, or they can recommend products that suit your market needs. A little bit of a different turn
yeah.
on Pyro News tonight.
Good.
Thought we would go more towards maybe some safety tips and some thoughts for the season so that you're not
Yes.
in the next Pyro News segment, right?
Yes.
As we talked about earlier this season, we had AJ on from the American Pyrotechnic Safety Education Foundation.
Yeah.
You can check them out at celebratesafely.org. They have a whole site on there on safety tips, just a few things that might pop up on there. Obey local laws, ensure that you're aware of, the local laws where you live, because some states don't always have laws. So if you move somewhere new, check, make sure you're being safe by the laws. Buy from reliable sources, right? So make sure you're buying from reputable retailers, suppliers, not from the plug or the neighbor down the street. You don't know what you're getting. I mean, again, read and follow the instructions on the packaging, right? Make sure you're lighting things where you're supposed to. Set stuff on the ground. Be safe. Be distanced, right? Like, don't shoot mortars from the top of your head. Don't hold
Upside
cakes in your
down.
hand. Don't light shells and throw them on the ground. Stuff like that. Make sure you have space, right? You have people around. Water handy is another good one, especially to show water can, buckets of water, garden hose, stuff like that. So again, Disney is sober adult, a responsible person to watch your party. So if you're lighting fireworks, might refrain from having a couple drinks.
Until the fireworks are done.
Until the fireworks are done. Yeah, once fireworks are over, you can.
Once the fireworks are done, drink up.
You can party the rest of the night and watch all the neighbors shoot stuff. So,
Yeah.
if you've got children out there, make sure you supervise them, teaching them the right way to do it and to be safe. And
remember to involve them
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I
in
mean,
a safe manner.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't just put them back in the corner and be like, hey,
Yeah.
I'll do this for you. Show them the proper way to do it, right? Like,
Right.
give them the punk, let them go out there, light stuff, slowly back away from it, watch it go, stuff like that. Make sure that, they're enjoying it, because that's going to build our future generation of pyros is the kids that are out there. So, again, just pets, wildlife, stuff like that. Be cautious. I mean, I know everybody's gonna have their neighbor complaining about their dogs and all that kind of stuff. So just think about that.
Yep.
And don't build your own unless you have a permit or a license or a safe place to do it. Yeah.
Yep.
So, because we see in the news a lot, people's houses blow up from making fireworks in the basement.
Yep.
So, just so you get your Pyro News tips to not be on Pyro News next season. And again, guys, go out there, check celebratesafely.org. Great group of people there. I know you bought some stuff from them for your store.
I did.
And you got a wonderful email back from Kathleen over there. And
Yeah. Thank you again, Kathleen. That was awesome. And
so very appreciative of them and stuff like that. And so
still need to send you your stuff that she sent for you.
Okay,
So
sweet. Yeah. So, but yeah, guys, go out there, be safe this season, be responsible, and just enjoy yourself. Have a good time, but be safe about it.
Yeah. Certainly, please do. All right, let's get to some Discord questions. We ask on Discord, everybody's for some questions. We got a couple for you tonight. One of the questions was, does Katie enjoy playing with fire or fireworks more?
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah,
Fire. Yeah.
fire.
Fire.
All right.
Okay.
Fire's cheaper, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. It makes sense.
I love burning things.
Yeah. And the next question is, what goes through your head while you're when adding fire dancing to a choreographed pyro musical?
Good question. I hear it before, like I see it and hear it in my head. Like I'll hear a certain part of the song that I can see an entertainer, and depending on the prop or what the music's doing, or just the music kind of tells you what to do. So I think that's pretty typical. Like when you're choreographing a pyro musical, like you can hear when there's little like droppy sounds, to put a willow or something, or where there's a nice place to put a front or something. It's the same with fire dance. I see it the same. I see the music as shapes, and that can be translated through the fire dancers.
All right, there you go. Very, very good.
Yeah, good question.
That is intriguing. Yeah, I mean, it is like even listening to songs to script. It's like, you start listening for key points. It's like, I know, I want that there, right? I know I want that, and it goes much farther than rockets, red glare, or bombs bursting, right? it goes beyond that. Like, let the music speak to you.
I actually have a question for y'all. So whenever I'm choreographing a fire dance to go with a song,
Yeah.
we do like 8 counts, like 1, 2, 3. Like we'll break it.
Yeah.
Typically, Western music is an 8 count, so we'll break it down
Yeah.
to 8 counts worth of moves or 32 counts or whatever. Do do you do that the same in pyro musicals, like with your choreography? Do you count, or are you listening for sounds more than like a certain?
I listen to beat. Like I listen for I am a percussion designer. Like
There you go.
I design to percussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
But-
And then
but
I'll
you also
accent
too-
with
but-
lyrics.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Yep.
you also listen to the lyrics and you try to pull out
Okay.
keywords. Yeah, like if they say a color in the lyrics, right? You're putting up a color that matches that sometimes. Yeah.
So I script to how the song designer wanted you to hear the music. So if you're listening to a song and it transitions to a vocal part, they obviously want you to listen to that because that's at the forefront of that soundtrack. Or if they stop and there's like an intermediate like drum beat, that is what I'm going to script to. Like, you're listening to it, so you're gonna want to visualize what you're seeing. So
All
yeah,
right.
that's a just my
Interesting, yeah.
thought process behind
Yeah,
most of it.
I've wondered how it differentiates. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because we'll, obviously if there's like a drum part, it might be a little bit more percussive of movements, but we have to
Right.
break it down into 8 counts because we don't get to leave.
Yeah. Right,
Fireworks
yep.
will fizzle out. You can, put something else in the air, but an entertainer has to always be doing something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a big
Yeah,
fan
most-
of dramatic pauses.
Yep.
I love a fake finale.
Yep.
Yep.
If it's a good one. Yep.
Yeah, I know there's mixed about that, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
The fake finale, the long pause, and then your song starts back up
Yes,
again.
Yeah.
I love doing
Yeah.
that to the audience. They're just so
Yeah.
unexpected.
Yep. All right. Get to the final five.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
All
So
right.
our final 5 questions, we've asked these to everybody all season long. So this will be the final 5 for this 5 set of questions. I'm sure next season we'll have another set. So
Another set of 5.
you will be the last one to answer these final 5. So
Yeah.
first question, favorite consumer cake?
Oh, I don't remember who makes it, but I know what it is every time I see it, and it's a horsetail cake. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? You know what a horsetail effect is? It's
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of like a willow, but it just bursts and kind of makes
Yeah.
a waterfall arching. Somebody makes a cake that does that.
Consumer cake.
I
It's,
know exactly what it's. I know exactly. It might only be like 200 grams or something too. I think it's kind of.
Well, I know. So Dominator makes one literally called Waterfall. It's a 500. There's a couple.
Yeah, there's also, I think Great Grizzly makes one as
Yeah,
well.
Great Grizzly makes one. Gosh, I can't think of the other ones, but there are several out there. But yeah.
Yeah, I should know the name of it because every time I see it, I'm like, oh, it's my favorite. It's so good. Other than that, probably there's a Red Crossette cake, a zipper cake. Again, I don't remember who makes that one either.
No, that's all right.
Somebody
Better
knows.
than that.
Somebody will find it.
Somebody will make a comment. If you know, make a comment.
Yeah, it's a zipper cake. It goes back and forth, but it's just Red Crossettes.
All right.
49 shots, if I remember right. Because I wrote it
Right.
down so many times for that show. By the end of it, I'm like, I hate this cake. And then I saw it in the air. I'm like, I love this cake.
Yeah.
All right, question number 2. If you had to choose only one for the rest of your pyro career, are you choosing 1.4 or 1.3 product?
That's tricky. Probably 1.4 because flame
1.4?
effects tend
All
to
right.
be closer to that.
Yeah,
But I think
yeah.
flame effects are 160, so I don't think that counts.
Close enough.
Very good.
All right, question 3. If you could start your fireworks career over again, anything you might do differently?
Do it sooner.
All right.
Start sooner. Start now. Just
Yeah.
go. Find a club, find a shoot. Or just go talk to a shooter at a show. Or, like, just do it.
Yep.
Yep.
Just do it.
Question 4. What's your favorite thing about being in this industry?
Oh, the reaction, feeling the boom in the ground.
There you go. Yeah.
Like when there's a good, big, strong hit and you can feel it like in the dirt. That's awesome. I'm a big fan of bottom shots.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or just the audience's reaction.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe stalking my show later too.
Show there.
I'll go get on, Facebook or if
Yep.
someone's recording it or
Yeah.
whatever.
At 2 a.m. when you're trying to wind down.
And somebody will be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that was so pretty." Like, yeah, it was. It's fulfilling.
All right. And our 5th and final. If you were a flavor of ice cream, what flavor would you be?
Oh, that's a tricky one because I have a dairy allergy.
Oh. Ooh.
So whatever non-dairy items there is, maybe like a
So,
like a
I guess
sorbet.
look at some sherbet.
Some
Or,
sherbet.
sure.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, there it is. Season finale for a wrap.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you again so much for coming on. This has been awesome. Looking forward to finally meeting you at PGI. I mean, I know we've seen each other, I'm sure, around, but I've never really come up and said anything. And
We're probably both so busy in passing. I see so many people I want
way
to talk
too busy.
to, but I'm creative something and I don't have time. So
Yeah, sure do. Yeah, thanks again, Donnie, for I don't know, 18 episodes here, 14
All right.
episodes of
Finale.
Finale 3D. Man, yeah, some
Long
episodes
season. It was
are
a long
3
season.
recordings.
It was a long season. It was a long season. Yeah, we got here.
Ay, ay, ay.
Had a couple episodes that didn't happen. We had one that did happen, but didn't really happen. Like
Sneak
episode.
peek.
Yeah,
Are we gonna release it? I
Release
don't know.
the unreleased episode 19.
The unreal. The real finale.
That would be after we get canceled.
the
But
plan.
again, yeah. It's one of thank you, Katie, for coming on and enjoy it and having fun. You want to give a plug in for people how to reach you if they were interested?
Sure, it's Pyro Katie at Gmail is my email, or you can reach out on Facebook or Instagram, or just look up Pyro Katie. I'm pretty easy to find, or come say hi at one of the seminars. Be happy to talk fire dance or flamethrowers or anything. Yeah.
All right.
Thank y'all so much for having me. It's been a joy talking to you.
Yeah, it's been a great time. Yeah, we really enjoy it. As always, be sure to go to pyrounleashedpodcast.com, grab some merch. Obviously, wear it to a shoot site, tag us, wear it to PGI, tag us, find us. Find me. I guess, Donnie, you said you won't be there, but
We'll
that's
have to
all
have
right.
some giveaways for him at PGI
Yeah,
maybe or
might
something
have to
for
have
wearing some merch.
Some giveaways if they're wearing merch. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that Friday night. Yeah. During the anthem. And Discord. Obviously, come and hang out with us in Discord. Lots of questions being asked in Discord lately. It's been a lot of fun to.
I mean, you got
watch
shows
that.
coming up. Come
Yeah.
come ask questions if you have some questions about your show. Lots of good pyros in there to help you give some advice and help you out, guide you, answer questions.
Post your videos. We want to see your shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Link to your YouTubes or whatever. YouTube
Yeah.
videos. YouTubes.
Tyler's
Why did I
always
call it that?
Tyler's posting, and I'm always jealous of all these shoots. He's
Yeah.
got. Like
Flipping rooftop show tonight. What in the
Metallica,
world?
what Metallica
Metallica, yeah.
I'm like-
Getting to.
I'm like, I'm moving to Tennessee, man. He was looking for help in Nashville for some Nashville shows. and
I
I'm like,
know. I'm like
I'm like,
contemplating on like.
I need to relocate.
relocate. Yeah, men's USA men's national soccer team roof pyro tonight.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
sign me up. So
Yeah.
but yeah, a lot of good stuff
Yeah.
in there. Yeah, come hang out, chat. Talk to some fellow pyros.
Yeah.
Again, thanks to CJ Muxford.
Yes.
He's been really cool.
Huge help.
He's been in their Discord helping people and on some of his equipment and stuff like that. So he's very responsive. So come into Discord, ask CJ some questions, get some answers right away. He's in there. He's been great to sponsor us the last half of the season. So huge shout out to him.
Did you see
shout
the
to
new
Dominator.
6S slot testers?
I have
Did you
not seen
see
this.
that?
No, I haven't
Yeah,
seen
I think he just released it.
this.
So
Sick, nice.
yeah, we have the 18S slots
Yeah, we do.
testers, and I'm excited, super excited to get to use those. Yeah, so if you can get out there and get some stuff from CJ, I'm sure he'll appreciate it. Still should have time. I would think
time.
you still have time. So
Last 3 weeks.
last 3 weeks, yeah,
Yep.
it's counting down. Everybody, stay safe. Remember to stay hydrated. Eat enough. Try and get enough sleep.
Be nice to your crews.
Be nice to your crews. Feed them. Pay them well. Man, I'm trying to think what else. Yeah.
And for the final time in season 3,
Yeah.
until we see you guys next season, go out there and unleash your inner pyro with us.
This has been another episode of Pyro Unleashed. Come back each week for more industry insights, technical tips, and awesome pyro designs. Have fun out there, be safe, and as always, remember to unleash your inner pyro with us.